Hi, it's Blimey. I'm here with my ridiculous hair. I don't think I'll ever get it cut. It's just like so long. Actually, I need to get it cut because I'm going to a party. I'm actually going to be sociable in December. So, yeah, that always happens. My hair gets everywhere. Like, it's so thick that I'm pretty sure it just boots out hair every day. So like it'll kick out the hair that's already in there. So like if you like sweep our place, we have hardwood floors. I'll just be like piles of my hair everywhere. It's really attractive. Anyway, so back to this December. I'm going to a Christmas party, and I bought a pretty dress that's very comfortable because that's very important. I'm not gonna have fun unless I'm not comfortable. So I'll probably wear flats or something like that because I cannot wear heels. Well, I can wear heels, but one, I might have a couple drinks, so I will be slightly tipsy, and heels and being tipsy probably doesn't work very well. I haven't really tried that myself, but for obvious reasons. But two, I think the scariest part is being around people, because it's been a very long time since I've been around more than like 5 people at a time, because I work here and there's only 3 other people who work here, and then at home it's just me and Ross. I guess I had my mom's staying with us too for a little bit. So yeah, being sociable is kind of awkward for me, but sometimes I'm really good at it. I can be really good, but then like sometimes I surprise myself on how awkward I am. So we'll have to see how it plays out. God, it's so thick. Okay, so I've been playing a lot of Guild Wars 2, like a lot, and I just turned 80 last weekend, and I'm surprised how people are already complaining that there's not enough to do in the game. I have to disagree, because the reason that people are either complaining about that is, one, they've leveled way too fast. They don't really have anything else to do other than just level in that game, like play the game. They've leveled so fast that they've just done everything before these guys even had time to add anything else. Or they're not trying, because I played World of Warcraft, you guys know, for like 6 years. Some things I liked about it, some things I don't. It's not for me anymore. But I really like that game because, there's enough to do at endgame, but I find that Guild Wars has a bit more. The thing is that the dynamic events really help. So the biggest difference I find is that when you get to level 80, one, of course, there's dungeons that you can do over and over again. Even low-level dungeons, you will get scaled down. So if you do a low-level dungeon, I think you'll get some low-level loot, but it'll try to scale your loot at a percentage or something. Like, you might get like if you go to level 20 instance or something, you'll get level 20 gear, but you can also get gear that scales up to level 80 as well. So you're not restricted to just doing a couple high-level instances. You can do a bunch of low-level ones. They already just added a new one called Fractals, and basically it's kind of, I think it's randomized, because every time I do it, there's a couple different ones, like instances, and basically what it means, it's exactly how it sounds. Is fractals, there's little bits of an instance, so it's not the same thing the entire way through. What it's doing is you get into like a broken teleporter or portal, and it'll randomize where you end up and what the instance is like. So you'll be in a swamp with traps, which I absolutely hate that one. That's the worst one ever. But there's one where, like, underwater you turn into dolphins. It's so awesome. It's actually really infuriating, too. The game is actually difficult. Like, it's challenging. And the cool thing about this dungeon is that the more you do it, the higher your level can get. I thought it only went to level 5, but there's apparently people who are, like, Fractals level 20 and onwards. So the more you do it, the more advanced it gets, the better loot you get. So you're not always stuck at the same level cap. Whereas I'm just comparing, because I can really only compare to high level World of Warcraft, because I think that's the only MMO I've got to that level before. So the thing is that there's 2 level of instances in high level instances in World of Warcraft. It's regular, and then there's heroic. And even at heroic, when you have a certain set of gear, it can be really easy, super easy, and which is really annoying for me, because there was no challenge to that game after a while. They don't really add anything new, and when they did add something new, that would kind of be hard. That would be okay, but then like they'd make all the old stuff ridiculously easy. Like they would nerf everything. So I'm not gonna get into that. But as a comparison, that I really like the way they do the dungeons. So they're scaling you down to lower level dungeons, so they're still fairly difficult for you. And you can set your, I think you can set different difficulties for each of them too. Oh yeah, there's story mode. If you do that once, you have to do story mode once. And then there's explorable mode, and I think explorable modes will let you kind of branch off into different parts of the dungeon and do different bosses and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. Also, so not only dungeons you have to do at level 80, but there are world events. So the whole game while you're leveling, there's regular quests. So you get to what we call a heart quest, and you'll find, like, you see hearts. I don't know why it's hearts, cute, whatever, on the map, and you go there and you basically just do some tasks there to fill up your heart meter, and you'll complete that quest in that area, and then you'll kind of talk to a scout and he'll show you where the next bits are. And so there's regular questing, but on the way in between everything there are dynamic events. So I don't know if you've ever played Rift, but Rift is basically based around dynamic events, but it really didn't hit home the way I was kind of hoping it would, so that's why I didn't stick with it. But I was really impressed with those events because you could just be questing, but then a rift would open up and you would just, you know, shit would happen on top of your questing area and you have to deal with this rift before you can continue your quest. So it's similar things happen in Guild Wars 2, except it's not just rift, it's everything. So you'll say, okay, you know, this guy needs help, your map is going to light up with a circle and go defend this guy or go kill this guy or, you know, take this area. There's different things you can do. It's not just the same thing over and over again. So that's really cool. And the thing is that the higher level you get in more higher level areas, there's less regular quests and more events. So you're literally just moving around the map because these things move. They can, like, you escort this guy to that side of the map and all that kind of stuff. And on the way you're going to kill guys. You get a lot of experience for them. You get a lot of karma, which is currency to buy special things like weapons and gear and stuff like that. So you have to get a lot of that for level 80. And there's regular currency like money and everything, which is actually really like, say if you have 3 gold, you're like a baller so far. Like it's everything's really expensive right now. Probably because the economy is just starting. It's a new game, but who knows? It might stay like that. But so once you're at the high level areas, there are events happening all the time. They never stop, and you can spend so much time doing events, and they're fast-paced. Like, a lot of them are fast-paced. So you can just jump from one from the other to the other and never stop. So that also being said, there's also things called, I think, priest temples or god temples. And this is in a very high-level area called Ore, which is fascinating and also terrifying because when you get there, everything is bad. Chickens are bad, sea turtles are bad, like everything is risen, so it's like zombies. So there's no, you can't just relax. You have to keep moving, or you have to go to a safe area, because you can't just go out and just go, oh, there's just a bunch of like yellow mobs. Yellow mobs in MMOs are generally passive unless you attack them. Everything is red, so everything is super evil. The place is absolutely gorgeous. I don't even know how to explain it. You can probably look it up. ORR is how you, my computer just turned off. There we go. Yeah, so I haven't even really gone there yet, except for just to run around and take a look, because my character, even at level 80, was too squishy for that area. And that's what I like about it, is I can go back down to the lower level areas and quest in places I've never quested before, even if they're level 20, because I won't be over leveled for them. It'll scale me down again so I can do all those levels and quests and stuff and get some extra gear. So I feel like anyone who's complaining about the fact that there's not enough to do in this game, I don't know, has a little bit of an, like, either they're not trying or they've just done too much at once, and that's their problem. You know what I mean? So the god temples I was talking about, I haven't done them, but I saw a video on them, and apparently it's like a open world PvE event, which is player versus environment. And basically what that'll, I need to be online. So what that'll do is, I'm at work right now, so I just finished my lunch. Yeah, what that'll do is, like, you have to take over the area, and basically what'll happen is a boss will spawn. So you have to fight your way in there first. Then you have to, I think it's technically just taking over the area, so you have to sit in that area for a minimal amount of time, like just, I feel like, you know, 2 or 3 minutes or something. So you have ownership of that area, not the bad guys, the bad mobs. And then you, a boss spawns, and he's apparently really hard. I don't know if they changed it, because I only saw the beta version of it, but like, I think there's 6 of them, so like you'll get really fancy gear from doing those, and you can do them as many times as you want. So you always get a chance to drop something really amazing. So that's how you're going to continue to get your gear, on top of instances themselves, actual dungeons, and PvP. And PvP is really fast-paced. There's 2 types of PvP. The open world itself is PvE. No one can attack each other, but you can get into either regular battlegrounds, as you would see in regular games, but there's also world versus world, which is a huge, enormous map, and you can go, it's almost like, I don't know if you ever played Warhammer Online, but you have to go, have ownership, but you have to take ownership of certain places, and there's so much happening in the world versus world, and it's enormous. Like, you don't even have to PvP. You can go in, there's probably some jumping puzzles that you can do. There's some quests that you can actually do in there. That's how big the world is in PvP, world versus world, because there's 3 servers fighting against each other, and each of them have like a castle to start with, and then you have to go take over other castles, and not just that, a lot of people can just focus on PvPing themselves, just fighting other people, or you can go and like try to take their resources, which is really smart move, so then they can't defend themselves as much. You build siege engines and siege weapons on your castles to defend them, or you can bring siege weapons to a castle. Like, I don't even know how to begin explaining how much there is to do in this game, but I thought it was really funny that some people are complaining about not having enough to do at endgame, and that seems a little silly to me. Anyway, if you guys have played it, let me know what you think about like this. Like, have you already run out of things to do? Like, how did you do that? I'm amazed, and I can't stand my own hair. Yeah, so anyway, I thought I'd do a vlog, and apparently that's what I wanted to talk about, because that just totally all came out. But I've been having a lot of fun with the game. I got really into it once I hit kind of mid-level, I guess, and even more so at endgame. So, yeah, I think it's one of those ones that I've been waiting for a long time to actually get into, because I've tried a lot of MMOs, and a lot of them are pretty bad. So, almost like they try too hard, or they don't try hard enough, or they just don't understand how games work and how they're fun. It's like the people who play games actually made this game, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, what do you guys think? Anyway, talk to you later. Bye.